Hey, welcome to the stream. Hold on, let me check my phone to make sure, or my laptop to make sure it's all going. Look at that hot girl. So, I'm not currently in my regular setup. I'm actually in a totally different location, if you couldn't tell by the fact that I am streaming on my phone. And today, I just wanted to go live and talk, I guess, and talk about my day. Also, I'll be eating these little crackers while I'm doing it at home. Well, not even crackers, they're like, oh my god, let's hold them. What's up, them? Okay. Okay. I got it down. It's not even crackers, it's like a Thin Mint, almost. It's like a chocolate minty cookie. I don't even know what the fuck they're called. Let's try Keebler. I don't usually fuck with Keebler cookies, but it's so good. I ordered them and my boyfriend was like, "You're really gonna eat that?" And I'm like, "Yeah." Not in like a fat shaming way, but in like a, that's disgusting kind of way. Anyways, this is gonna be just a just chatting stream, not even like a reaction stream, because there's no way for me to set that up. Or maybe there is, but I'm not tech savvy enough to figure that out. I figured I would just talk to you guys about my day and about cool things like that. Also, I'm trying this Melkus. Pardon me? I don't even know where the fuck this is from, but it's called Melkus, so we're trying that. This lighting makes my hair look pretty purple. It's pretty cool. Okay, so welcome to the stream. I don't even know what we're gonna talk about. If anybody ever joins the chat, feel free to shoot a question at me and I'll answer it to the best of my ability, unless it's something crazy. You know, if you ask me how dinosaurs have sex, I'm gonna be like, I don't fucking know. I don't know. Unfortunately, I don't know the answer. Actually, quick Google search. Let's see how dinosaurs have sex. Dinosaurs. To mate, they press their cloacas together in a maneuver often called a cloaca kiss, allowing the male to transfer sperm directly to the female. Now you know how dinosaurs have sex, which is actually really interesting because birds also have a cloaca, which is kind of weird. Did someone just follow me? Am I crazy? Pookie, if you followed me, hold on. Let me see if Pookie followed me. Let me see if someone just followed my account because my followers went up. Well, maybe not. Maybe I'm just fucking insane. Anyways, dinosaurs have sex by rubbing their cloacas together, which is really cool because birds actually have cloacas. If you don't know what a cloaca is, it's basically a hole. Crazy. It's like a hole, but it's where whatever animal has it. Excuse me. Whatever animal has a cloaca, it's where they piss, shit, and have sex, all from that one hole, all from that one little entry point. It's usually found in birds. Which is why it's so weird that it was found in dinosaurs. Is that all dinosaurs? What? What? Dinosaurs that walked on two legs like a T-Rex faced severe balance challenges. Scientists theorize they may have used a precarious three-point stance. T-Rexes couldn't fuck? Oh, that's so messed up. Me personally, I wouldn't take that. Me personally, I wouldn't take that if I was a T-Rex. Anyways, back to me talking. Also, if you hear music in the background, it is this like calming anxiety music that I'm like not at my house right now. So the house I'm staying at, she plays it for her dogs whenever she leaves. She's currently left, so that is why I'm streaming. All right. Well, now that we know how dinosaurs have sex, let's change topics? I don't know. I never considered how dinosaurs have sex. I'm also really disturbed because it's telling me alligators have sex the same way. How do alligators have sex? I hope anybody who's watching this stream is so happy that they clicked on it. Bellowing and vibrating. Oh my god, they vibrate to make the water shake. What? Then they dance, rub their snouts together, blow bubbles, and tap each other's jaws. And then to show strength, males will often press a female's head underwater to demonstrate their power. Call me an alligator. Oh my god, well, both alligators are submerged, wraps its tail under hind legs. Reproductive tramp? So I think alligators also have cloacas. Welcome to the stream, you guys. We're talking about really interesting concepts right now. I never knew that. That's actually really cool. All right. I don't even know what to cover right now. Like, what's the first thing? I just got a notification from my sister's boyfriend that he's watching my stream. Mike, get out of here. Get out of here. Yuck. Anyways. Little doggy behind me. I don't know if you can see her. You can't. The chair's in the way. But just know, she's a very cute little golden retriever puppy dog. So, today I was at my internship. And I'm filming a vlog for this for my YouTube channel as well. But I'm an intern. I'm a wildlife education outreach intern. And one of the things I was researching today was actually the degenerative disease found in deer. I think it's called, here, I actually wrote about it. So let me double check. Chronic wasting disease, yeah. Otherwise known as CWD. It's a really common disease in deer, and it's actually 100% fatal, which is disturbing. But I wanted to talk about it a little bit because, what? I have no idea where it originated from. From what I can see online, where did chronic waste disease origin from? From what I can see online, the precise place, they don't know. They don't know. But this disease has spread to 35 states. And the reason why this is so dangerous is because deers are like the primary seed dispersers. So without deers, we don't have like a lot of the plants that we have. I don't want to say most because like squirrels, chipmunks, birds also are heavy seed dispersers, but deers are like a super integral part of our ecosystem. So this disease is kind of a concern, but it's also not a concern. It's kind of confusing. So it's been around roughly 50 to 60 years. 7. Roughly 50 to 60 years. So I'm like sitting here like 60 years. It's spread to 35 out of 50 states in the US. What are we doing about it? Nothing. As it is right now, different state laws are having different standards, but the overall like idea, sorry, I had to burp, oh my gosh. The overall idea is that the best thing to do if you are working in wildlife like rehab or conservation or anything revolving wildlife, if you find a deer in the wild or an orphaned deer or an injured deer, you actually can't do anything to help them. You just have to leave them to die. However, the place I'm internshipping at, that's a weird word. The place I'm at right now actually does euthanasia services. So if you happen to find an injured deer, while we can't take it in legally because then we can lose our funding if we get caught, while we can't take the deer in, we can be called to euthanize it, which is fucking insane. So we're a wildlife rescue and rehab, but if anybody wanted to and they found like an injured animal, they could be like, hey, you need to come euthanize this animal. And to be totally transparent, euthanasia is a really huge part of any job concerning wildlife. More often than not, when people think of rescuing wildlife, they think of, oh, I get to hold a baby squirrel or I get to snuggle a little raccoon or anything like that. In reality, it's not like that. In reality, I would say we lose like 75 to 90% of our patients that we intake, even on a daily basis. Animals are resilient, but they're also fragile. So they're resilient because they can like adapt really well to their environment, things like that, depending on the species, obviously. But they are beyond fragile. So a broken wing to a bird might be the end of its life. You know, if we break our arm, we're fine. We can recover from that. If a bird breaks its wing, there's no really coming back from that. They're kind of just dead. So even though euthanasia seems pretty cruel, sometimes it's the best thing to do, which is what they do a lot for cats at shelters, like overcrowding in shelters. Cats and dogs are such a popular species that they often overcrowd shelters. So what they have to do is if these cats don't get adopted or these dogs don't get adopted, they just euthanize them once they're at capacity. And while that is awful and so sad, the alternative is that they would be crammed in little cages, thousands, hundreds, maybe millions of these little animals, and that nobody is adopting. And it's even worse because it's an entirely human issue. It's an issue that humans almost 100% cause. Like, a lot of the reason why birds get injured in the wild in the first place is because they'll run into windows because they can't see them. They'll get hit by cars. They're gonna try to... Oh my god, the dog scared me. They're gonna learn from human invention and they're gonna like eat out of bird feeders. And then when that person moves the house, they don't have that bird feeder anymore and they've lost this huge source of food. So it's a pretty big issue. But it is the most humane option is to euthanize the animal. And while I know a lot of people have a problem with that, and it is pretty sad, it doesn't change that it is inherently true. Sometimes euthanasia is just the best thing to do. You don't want to drag on its life or overcrowd it or scare it. In an odd case, they can become ambassadors. So for full transparency, you can become an ambassador animal. Sorry, you can't, not unless you're a furry, but that's a weird topic. Anyways, you can't become an ambassador animal if you don't meet very specific requirements. So for example, at the place I work at, we have 3 ambassador animals. One is a snake, actually. Let me see what kind of snake he is, because I have it written down because I think he's hella cool. And I want to make sure I'm giving you guys the right answers here. A snake that is a gopher snake. We have a gopher snake. And then we also have a little frog, a little toad. I don't know what kind of toad he is, but he is a wild toad. He's not supposed to be kept in captivity at all or as a pet. But, you know, it happens. And then we have a red-tailed hawk. So to explain why these guys are ambassadors and why these animals didn't have to be euthanized despite their extreme conditions. Let's start with the toad. Let's start with the toad. I'm looking at the messages, sorry. Let's look at the little toad guy. So he was actually kept as someone's pet. They picked him up in the wild when he was way smaller, way younger, and he's lived in captivity for about a year or 2. And unfortunately, when you do this to animals at a young age especially, they will completely adapt to the human. And while that might seem like a really good thing, especially if it's a cute animal like a raccoon or something like that, it's actually really dangerous for the animal because they're not meant to be in captivity. They're meant to be wild, and maybe their lifespan will be longer in captivity, but even then it's not likely. So this toad was kept as a pet, and then he fell ill after a while of being with these people. So they brought him in to where I am volunteering at, and we got this toad, and we're like, this is not like a pet frog. Like, this is a toad. This is a toad in the wild. Like, you have a toad from the wild. And they're like, yeah, we just picked him up. Can't do that. It's really bad. So we got to keep him as an ambassador because euthanizing him would be cruel. There's no reason to euthanize him because what are we gonna do? Like, just kill him for no reason? He was totally adapted to humans. He's fine with being held. He'll eat as long as we could nurse him back to health. Also, welcome to the stream. Hi guys, I'm talking about toads. As long as we can nurse him back to health and keep good care of him, we can keep him. So we kept this little toad. Now for the snake, different story. I'm not too sure how the injury happened, but I think the snake got like snapped in half. Either a car or maybe a bird picked it up or something like that. If you guys want to ask questions, by the way, in chat, I'll answer like literally any questions. I'm just talking this whole stream, so just yapping. Anyways, and it ended up breaking the reproductive organ of the snake, so we stitched it back together because the snake was dying. Anyways, we stitched the snake back together, and in doing so, we weren't able to determine its gender, and we also got rid of its ability to go to the bathroom by itself, and yeah, so pretty much we'd have to euthanize the snake because it just can't go back to the wild. But the snake was extremely friendly. It's a non-venomous species. So we're like, why don't we just try and keep it and try to vouch for the snake to be our ambassador? So we did. We vouched, and then we got to keep the snake, and it's really cool. His name is Bandit, or her. We don't know the gender of the snake because we did have to stitch up its reproductive organ. Bro eats fine, bro slithers, bro's cool, bro's really friendly with humans. And then when the snake has to poop, which is like a couple, like week or 2 after it eats, we have to like massage it a little bit and then push the poop out of the snake. It's really gross, but it works, and the snake is alive, and that's what matters, okay? All right, and then the last ambassador, which is gonna be a red-tailed hawk. This hawk is honestly such a cool hawk. I love this hawk. Hawk Chua. I'm gonna lose all views for that one. Anyways, I absolutely adore this hawk. What happened with her is that she was unfortunately struck by a car, because unfortunately human accidents is a lot of the cause of death or injury for a lot of wildlife. So this hawk got struck by a car and it obliterated this hawk. Like, she's not dead, don't get me wrong, but she came in a rough shape. I think it's her left wing was totally snapped and broken, and then her left eye was just gone. No. So we did surgery. We could not save her eye. It had to be removed, stitched up, fixed. And then we did save her wings, so she can fly. She's not clipped or anything. She's flying. She's great. She's happy and healthy. She loves it. Here's the thing about hawks is they can't hunt without two eyes. So if a hawk does not have both eyes, it is not going to make it, no matter what. That's just an unfortunate fact. They need both eyes in order to spot prey, and this one only had one. Totally destroys depth perception, side perception. I forgot what it's called. But yeah, this hawk lost all ability to do that. And we did happen to get this hawk when she was a juvenile, so she was maybe a few months old, if that. And that happens to fit as criteria to get an ambassador animal at a rehab or sanctuary. So we got to keep this hawk. Not only did we get to keep her, but we got to acclimate her more to humans, as she's going to be an animal that we tour around the facility once it eventually opens for tours. It's not open right now. But once it does open for tours, she's going to be a training animal. Of course, we're not going to push her and make her nervous. We're actually doing a really slow process of trying to train her to, 1, be comfortable around more people, 2, be crate trained in case we need to take her in for a vet service, and then 3, to come back when called, because right now we have to have those little leather around her feet and then hold her down to your arm. But we're working on letting her be more free and roaming. The only thing is we just can't let her go out into the wild because, like I said, she will die. It's an unfortunate fact. She can still see and operate pretty well, but it's definitely evident that she cannot use one of her eyes. Imagine losing an eye, you would lose the whole one side of your body because you can't see it. So we just cannot put her back out in the wild, and it's really sad, but unfortunately, it is a truth, and she's living her best life. She gets plenty of enrichment, plenty of food. Her enclosure is big as hell, so she is totally fine. And she's just a great animal overall. She loves her person. There's one person who works there that she just adores, so much. So, major respect to that. I can hear a dog getting into something. Oh well, not my circus, not my monkey. Anyways. And that's basically the criteria to be an ambassador animal at a sanctuary. However, that is so difficult to do, and I think you do need the Department of Fish and Wildlife, depending on what state you're in, to confirm your ambassador animals. I might be wrong about that, so take that shit with a grain of salt, okay? But if your state does not approve your ambassador animal, you have no choice but to do euthanasia. And it's really sad, but it is a reality. I mean, just think about it, you got to think about their quality of life. And it wouldn't be good. It would honestly, more often than not, euthanasia is a way to stop prolonged suffering. Because if you keep, struggling in the wild, you're going to get picked off by an animal, or you're going to slowly die of whatever sickness overcomes you. If that hawk went back into the wild, she would not be able to hunt. So she would be stuck slowly starving to death, day after day after day. And sometimes it's just better to be I can't do that to you. I don't want to make you starve. Which is why she's not an ambassador. We help her. She eats. She's totally good. But if she was not an ambassador, unfortunately, she would definitely have to go and be euthanized. So that is that fun stuff. What was I talking about? Oh my god, I was talking about deer. I was talking about the fucking deer disease. Okay, moving back to that. There is a rampant deer disease that is highly contagious to all corvids, I think is how you pronounce it. Corvids? I'm gonna call them corvids. And this disease, almost the way I say it describes it kind of like rabies, where you don't want any water, you don't really want food, you get extremely skinny, and then unlike rabies, or maybe like rabies, I'm not too educated on rabies, but your desire to be around people picks up. And especially for deer, that is really weird and really concerning, because why the fuck does a deer want to hang out with you? And the worst part about this disease is it's been around for 60 years with no traceable origin. Okay? I'm ignoring my family right now. With no traceable organ. With no traceable origin. So that unfortunately makes it hard to cure, and there is in fact no cure. So voice crack. Once a deer or a corvid gets this disease, it's done. You know, it doesn't get to come back. And the worst part is the symptoms, it can have it for a really long time, up to a year, and you will not know that this deer is sick until the last stages of its life. And only then will you be like, oh yeah, something is wrong with this deer. It cannot be tested any way other than to like dissect the corpse after, which is fucking insane. So you have this like huge virus that spreads to all corvids, and corvids are like deers, moose. What is the other one I'm forgetting? There's deer, there's moose. Hold on, guys. I just wrote a PSA on this. It's deer, moose, and elk. Deer, moose, and elk. See, I remembered it now. So corvids like deer, moose, and elk, once they get this disease, it's not coming back. And the way it's transmitted in itself is honestly unlike a lot of things you've ever seen like in science and just in general. This disease can transfer the usual ways through blood, urine, saliva. If they touch noses, it can transfer. But this disease also transfers through the droppings in their poop or through their corpses and can lie in like dormant soil for years to decades. It can sit in this soil, and if another animal comes across it that is a corvid, like a elk, deer, moose, then it will pick up that disease that has been sitting there for years. It is so insanely contagious. It's kind of fucking insane. But I learned about it today and I was like, oh my God, I have to tell someone because that's kind of the coolest thing ever. I mean, it's awful and it's sad, but it's really cool. So most states do not have the ability to take in and rehab any corvids or deer, elk, moose. They just can't because the risk of this disease spreading is so high. And if the deer population drops, then we lose a huge amount of our seed dispersers, and our carnivores lose a huge amount of their meat. Because this disease, like I said, can only pass to corvids. They wouldn't go to, let's say, a wolf trying to eat it, or a cougar, or whatever eats deer. It wouldn't be able to go to that. It also can't go to our scavengers, which is really good, because if it was starting to go to like our turkey vultures or our crows or any of that, we'd be screwed. Okay. But I just wanted to say that because I thought, I mean, it's amazing that something like that could have even developed. And one of the ways it works is like I said, it's this disease, and it folds your protein in your DNA. It folds it like that. And then it gathers along your spine and your brain and your skull, not yours, but a corvid. And it begins to, puppy dogs, and it begins to create these sponge-like holes in your brain. What the fuck? Like, it slowly eats at your brain over a year. So it's a really like unfortunate way to go. Anyways, so it's a really unfortunate way to go, but it is a very real thing. It's in 35 different states. It's actually really interesting how it spreads because like Oregon laws, the laws in Oregon that prevent you from taking in deer has actually saved them a lot with their deer population, because it is found in Washington, California, and Idaho, which are the 3 states surrounding and neighboring Oregon. So it literally like goes around Oregon. And it's because they're so strict with their deer taking laws that they managed to avoid this like draft basically of these diseased deers. There's also like a really big concern that it's going to spread to humans and other mammals. I feel like if that happened, then a cure would be more higher researched, but because it's just deer and elk and moose and all these animals that people don't really give much of a shit about, no cure's been found. I don't know how much studying is being done on it, but they seriously have no way to fix it. But a disease that can take out a deer in 1 year, and that is in 35 states and has infected deer as an extremely contagious disease that can be spread by bodily fluid, fecal matter, it's airborne. The fact that that exists and not enough people are like concerned about it, that's horrifying, because all it takes is that happening, like it's spreading to humans. I also wonder if that is kind of what COVID was like. where it's this disease that can spread by any means to other people. Except this is like COVID if COVID was like 5 times more contagious and 100 times more lethal, because this disease present in any deer or corvid kills every single one. There is not one single survivor of this disease, and it is in, like I said, it's in 35 states. 35 out of 50 states have this disease to deer in it. And it's killing them all within a year of getting it. So just thinking about that is kind of scary because we need our deer, we need our corvids, we really need moose, we need elk, not just for meat, but also because they do good things for the environment. They're seed dispersers, you know? They're also really heavily sought after prey animals. If you don't have these big animals, and you can't feed big predators that are keystone species. Oh, thank you for the follow, I appreciate it. But you can't feed these big species, especially keystone species like wolves. They need these animals to eat. When you take away these animals to eat, you take away the whole species. I don't know if you guys have ever seen the study done in Yellowstone, but they learned that as these wolves began to disappear because of overhunting or being pushed out of their environment or yada, 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 the entire population of the surrounding area dwindled. And that's what a keystone species is, for anyone who doesn't know. A keystone species is a species of animal that is so incredibly important to the ecosystem that if this animal dies or goes extinct or is pushed out of the system, then every single organism within its system will shut down and die. And wolves are a keystone animal that are going extinct, either from humans or from lack of prey, which is pretty much also humans. But they did a study in Yellowstone. I think it was Yellowstone. Don't quote me on that. But it was some type of national park where the wolves disappeared. And they learned after these wolves disappeared that every other population began to dwindle because there's nothing to regulate it. So because the wolves were gone, the deer and the bison and all these plant eaters were eating all these leaves and until there's no leaves left. No leaves means no pollinators. No pollinators means no birds because they got no bugs to eat. So you get rid of all of those things, and then you also take in the fish population. Because there's no birds, they're not grabbing these fish. And then these fish are running rampant. And then because there's so much prey, oh, thank you so much! You're so sweet. You like my hair, thanks. I just dyed it like 2 days ago. Anyways, how are you? Welcome to the chat. I'm talking about animals. But because these fish populations was going up, the bears in the area, they can't really get the fish because they're outnumbered at this point. They can't stop the fish. So the bear population can go up a little bit, but fish aren't as nutritious to bear as deers are. So these deer population is huge and they can't track down these deer because there's like 50 deers in a herd and there's only one bear. You see the problem? So you lose your wolves, you lose everything. And while deer and elk and moose and corvids aren't keystone species, I'm watching these cars walk by. I'm kind of scared. These cars walk by. Cars don't walk. Anyways, because these keystone species eat deer and moose and elk, when you take away their food source, they start to dwindle. And if they dwindle, it is a fucking, what's it called? A butterfly effect, where everything begins to fall down and go. So we can't really lose our deer because we need them. And that also comes in the issue with hunting. All right, we're going to move into hunting because hunting is such a controversial topic and I am excited to talk about it. Okay. Hunting. Now, most people I've met are either completely for hunting or completely against it. My personal stance, I'm kind of down the middle. Well, I don't like hunting because, I don't know, I don't think I have it in me to ever kill an animal. Like, I've said this before and it scared someone when I told them. But if you were to put a gun in my hand and tell me I had to kill a human being or a deer, and they're side by side, I'm shooting the human every single time. I'm not killing a deer. I don't know. It's a different type of empathy, I feel like, within me. I don't feel as much for humans as I do for animals. Pause. I meant in a friendly, in a happy, moving on. So I don't personally like hunting. People who do hunt, I've noticed they're all kind of detached, I feel like, in empathy, but that is also just my personal bias. So when it comes to hunting, I'm not the biggest fan of it. However, it is extremely important to maintain the kind of work I want to go into. So for those of you who don't know, hunting is like shooting animals, killing them, but it also is fishing. Fishing is part of hunting. And the money that goes towards getting a hunting license or a fishing license, getting a permit, getting the necessary tools to do it, getting a license, all of that stuff is paid for, or like paid to the Department of Fish and Wildlife. Each state has their own department, and this department takes these funds and disperses it back into the wildlife ecosystem. So as much as I don't like hunting, the hunters are the ones who are paying for organizations that take care of animals. So those conservation centers you see, those rehabs you see, they are all paid for by hunters. And while that's not the best thing to hear, it is inherently just true. It's almost weird because the people who kill the animals are the ones who pay to save them most of the time, which is really strange. So even though I'm not a big fan of hunters, it is definitely just a fact of life that without hunters, we would not have the programs we have in place to take care of all these animals. Now, that's not saying that hunters are totally perfect. A lot of reason why extinction exists is because of hunters. So poachers are a form of hunters, which ruin the hunter names because most hunters would not associate with poachers because poachers are fucking evil. But poachers are a form of hunting where they track down the animal, remove a part of the animal's body that they want as a trophy, keep it for themselves, or sometimes they'll just flat out kill the animal, and they've driven a lot of animals to extinction because of that. But hunting itself has become almost a community and like kind of a culture, So I try not to disrespect it because that is a community of people, that's their shit. They get hunting, that's their shit. And in my opinion, the only time I am against hunting is if it is done, 1, on an animal that is endangered or at risk. 2, if it is done with lead ammunition, because lead ammunition breaks off, sits in the animal, and then a scavenger like a turkey vulture or hawk or something will swoop down, eat the organs and the remains of this dead animal left behind, consume lead, and then die of lead poisoning. Or if, it's done in a way that doesn't save the animal. You know what I mean? Like, if you're gonna kill a deer and then just leave its body behind, I don't think I'll ever understand the appeal to that because you're not getting the meat, you're not getting the hide, you're not getting the bone or the bone marrow, you're not getting any of the stuff that comes with killing the animal. So why are you killing the animal? It doesn't make sense to me. On the other hand, hunters doing this does stop a lot of overpopulation. I know people who do hunt, and they will hunt in places that have a really high overpopulation of birds or deers or sometimes even wolves. And then they'll go there just to kill these animals. Like they'll fly out or they'll drive out just to kill these animals. And while it's not something I necessarily agree with, it is in the long run helping the environment because too much of one animal can ruin the environment, but so can too little. And too little is another big reason why people don't like hunters. It's because hunters tend to overdo it a little bit. They tend to... My sister's texting me, sorry. Oh my god, not my lazy eye coming out. Holy shit, that was really bad. Anyways, hunters tend to overdo it a little bit. They tend to overfish or overhunt, and that's how we get a lot of really important species going extinct. Yeah, but that's basically my stance on hunting. I think if it's done safely, respectfully, and in places that actually need hunting, go all out, do your thing. If you're gonna take home pieces of the animal, absolutely. But if you're just killing to kill, especially an animal that is almost extinct, you're not my favorite person. But that's okay. That's okay, you know. It's okay not to be my favorite person. I'll just kill you in your sleep. Okay. Ooh. I'm just talking about animals. I have so much animal information in me because I'm out on this internship right now, so I really love telling you guys animal information. So we're gonna move on to the next animal, which is cats, okay? My stance on cats, and it is not a popular opinion by any means, especially not in foreign countries, I've noticed. I'm not too sure why. There's such a culture in foreign countries of letting cats be outdoors. I don't really fuck with that, like at all. Letting cats outdoors is probably one of the worst things you could do to your ecosystem. So let me pull up the statistics really quick. Yeah, so cats are domesticated, okay? Domesticated. Moving on. cats are a domesticated species, so it's never made sense to me in the first place why people would let them outside. But furthermore, they're like, they have no natural predators, okay? Cats are the kind of animal that are very strong predators in their ecosystem. And while they might be like, oh, it's so cute, oh, this little street cat is so cute, that street cat is responsible for the death of so many native species, and it's such a high risk to have that cat out there. And people don't usually take it seriously when you say that, because like, it's just a cat. But if it was a dog, if there was a dog running around outside, people would say, oh, it's a stray. Oh, somebody abandoned them, need to pick him up. But because it's a cat, it is, I don't know, like it's a night and day difference. I'm not too sure why. They're both domesticated to the same extent. Maybe it's, you know, like an unfair kind of prejudice where people like dogs more than cats. But it's pretty bad to have them outside. So, some statistics I got for you guys. Oh no, I took it down. Anyways, I wrote a PSA on this that I send to my facility that I internship at, and they will post it on their Instagram account. But basically, cats will... So right now, a danger for cats being outside is that they often get killed by human invention. And that isn't like a sometimes saying, that's like an almost guaranteed your cat will die if it is outside. Its lifespan is considerably shorter, and if your cat is an outdoor cat, it is so likely to be struck by a car. And 97% of cats struck by cars or like human inventions don't live. They don't make it. They die. They succumb to their injuries, and they succumb alone by themselves in the dark and in the cold and the rain. So if you have a cat outside that died, you should feel ashamed. No, I'm kidding. You shouldn't. It's okay. We all make mistakes. The important point is that you learn, okay? Because I also had outdoor cats, and unfortunately, every single outdoor cat I had died. So, learned that lesson. Anyways, it's really bad for them, okay? They can get really hurt, they can get really sick, they can get really injured. They are a domesticated species. They're not adapted for the outdoors. They're not supposed to be outdoors. If you domesticate an animal, do not put it outdoors. You're not gonna throw a chickadee, what the fuck? A parrot outside that you've had inside the whole time, because it will die. You won't put a dog outside because it will die. You won't put a cat outside because it's gonna die, okay? It's a guarantee, pretty much, that a cat will die if it's outside. Furthermore, because cats have no natural predators, they just kill everything. And it's not necessarily a huge problem, but it is certainly part of a problem. But cats will kill birds, they'll kill mice, they'll eat bugs, they'll eat plants. And while it seems like it's a small little thing, it's gotten to the point now where I think it's like cats kill around like 2 billion native birds a year. Which, if you don't know, that's a fucking lot. Just so everyone's aware, that is a lot of native birds to just die. But cats do. They kill around 2 billion native birds a year. And it just dwindles the bird population. They can out-hunt, which is insane to say, but they can out-hunt birds. They can out-hunt snakes, which need the mice that cats kill. Holy shit, words. But they take out the birds that, you know, snakes, hawks, haktua, that they all eat, right? Not only do they do that, but they have become so common outdoors that cats now make up roughly like 22% of a coyote's diet, which is an insane number for a domesticated animal. I think we need to reflect on that, because that's a crazy high number. But it's true. In really urban areas, cats make up 22% of a coyote's diet. Mind you, what coyotes usually eat are roughly 10, 15, 20 mice or rats a day, which the cats are now eating and killing and fucking with because they're outside when they're not supposed to be. So you're getting... These dogs are making weird noises. So you're getting a lot of issues here. Coyotes just like me? What the hell does that mean? What does that mean? Hey, how you doing? Someone commented, coyotes just like me. What does that mean? Okay. But basically, cats make up 22% of a coyote's diet, and that's an abnormally high number for a domesticated animal, and that's why cats should be indoors, which I know is a controversial opinion, but it is my opinion. Thank you! Isn't the puppy dog cute? Just a baby. Her name is Breeze. Boop. 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 Hi. She's a year old. She's a golden retriever. She's not my dog, so that's all I know about her. I don't know anything else about this dog. But she's a cutie pie. Anyways, this stream is just me yapping. So if you have any questions you'd like me to answer, feel free to drop them and I will answer whatever you want me to say. Unless it's something crazy. Please don't ask me how dinosaurs have sex, because I've already covered this at the beginning of the stream. Dinosaurs have sex the same way alligators do, and it's a really disturbing thing to discover. Okay, I didn't want to know about that. But they do. They do. And I hope that sticks in your head for the rest of your life. Anyways, yeah, so don't let your cats outside because they will die. It's almost a guarantee. You said, I'm not, this person. I'm sorry, Winnie, I'm sorry. I didn't mean it, Winnie. Well, I did mean it. Dinosaurs have sex because they have cloacas. You know what else has cloacas? Birds. You know what a cloaca is? It's where they poop, pee, and reproduce all out of one hole. Dinosaurs had that, which is what birds have, and apparently alligators. I'm so tired. I'm tired of this, Grandpa. Anyways, back to my animal tirade. I feel like I covered most of what I wanted to cover with my animals. I took 41 minutes talking about animals. Kind of a little bit crazy. You know about that? Winnie, how did you know that? How did you know that? Winnie, you got some explaining to do. I'm lost. How did you know that dinosaurs do that? Who told you that? How do you know about that? How you know about that, Winnie? How you know about that? Moving on though to my next few questions I have loaded up for you to ask about. Birds. Oh my god, I'm burping. Sorry guys. We're gonna learn about birds. Okay, I'm educating people today. Today we're learning about fucking birds. Did you know birds are one of the smartest creatures in the world? In the whole world, birds are so smart. They're so smart, in fact, that they can communicate to each other. Obviously, songbirds communicate to each other. But especially crows and ravens, they communicate through sounds and through frequencies. And they can hold grudges. Pretty cool. So I recently learned that not only can a crow personally be offended by a human, like if you fuck a crow up, a crow's not gonna forget that, okay? If you fucking take a crow's food or yell at it or throw shit at a bird, the crow's not gonna forget. So it's not only will it offend the bird, but it will tell other birds. Like it will pass it down to its next of kin. It will tell other birds what you look like, what you act like, where you live, where it found you. Birds can do that. That is insane. A bird, a crow. There's crows everywhere. They are communicating to each other. I sound like a conspiracy theorist, but they really do. And not only do they tell people when you are bad, but they also tell other birds when you're good. Then if you treat one crow good, odds are you're gonna get 3 crows who like you. It's pretty cool. Oh, Winnie said, I saw a video how sometimes there's like stuff in eggs that happens when something falls back into the cloaca cavity and an egg forms around it. That's why sometimes you can get Hot Wheels in your egg. I'll pass this stream down my generations. Winnie, I didn't understand a word you fucking said, okay? Winnie, we need to work on your grammar, okay, Winnie? I don't mean it. You're okay, Winnie. I like you. I'll keep you around, Winnie. You did good, kid. You did good. But that is kind of cool. Happens when something falls back. Winnie sent a crying emoji because I flamed them. Anyways, back to what I'm saying, Winnie. Yeah, so crows and ravens are both extremely smart, and if they had like hands, like actual hands, I saw this on a Joe Bart stream too. If they had hands, they would be like almost comparable to like really. I think they were like what are the monkeys that are super smart? Are they apes? Are they gorillas? I can't remember what they're called. 10 crows versus 1 Laura. All right, Winnie. Banned. No, I'm kidding. You're not banned, but that would be really funny if I did ban you. It would be really funny. And a crow would win. I wouldn't be able to hurt it, and it would just go straight for my eyes. So, yeah. I love crows. I want a crow so bad. That is, oh my God, a dream pet right there is a crow. Okay. Next subject. I need a new subject to talk about. Winnie, do you have another subject for me to talk about? And it's okay if you don't, but if you do, hit me up, Winnie. Oh, look at the puppy! I streamed like 2 or 3 days ago and my cats were in the background, and now it's a dog in the background. It's kind of funny. Minecraft. Fuck yeah! I was raised on Minecraft. Do we think Herobrine is real? That's a good subject. Do we think Herobrine is real? Or do we think he was at some point like a glitch in the game? Okay? Because my understanding of Herobrine is that he's this entity that enters your game, haunts you, torments you, yada, yada, yada. Winnie said, yeah, he's real and he's sexy. You're banned. No, you're not banned. What the fuck, Winnie? I say that like I didn't have a crush on like Luigi growing up, so I'm gonna move past that one. I think he was probably a glitch in like really early like beta alpha version of the game, and then like of your own character in the game because they're still figuring out how those mechanics worked. And because one person managed to get like a small clip or something on video, all these rumors around him began to spread. And like I guess it kind of goes into color theory a little bit. Well, it's kind of a crazy connection. Where redstone torches and netherite bricks, or just netherite in general. Netherite? Not netherite. What's it called in the nether? Netherrack. Holy fuck, dude. I haven't played in so long. Netherrack. It's red. And humans perceive red as typically associated with anger, with aggression, with fear and scary. That's what red is. So it makes me wonder if the origins of Herobrine are based around these rumors of people who are like, he had scary red torches. You know how people will like talk about like Mothman or some shit and be like, oh, his glowing red eyes. That's kind of what Herobrine is giving. Is he started as a small glitch in the first game. What sort of YouTube front page do you have? A bad one, okay? It's bad. Anyways, he started as a like glitch in the game and then turned into this entity, and then Minecraft, the creators of Mojang, not Notch because he's evil, but the creators of Mojang saw that they could run with this shit and they ran, okay? They ran with this shit. Herobrine became a thing, okay? He became the guy, okay? And they knew they could get attraction to the game if they played a little bit more into this like eerie, like isolation theme of the game. I feel like that's why they added, it's not all self-help and book talk, don't you worry. I feel like that's why they added a lot of, yeah, a liminal theme. Thank you, Winnie. You're so wise. What the fuck? Anyways, they added cave noises. They added shipwrecks. You know, they added these villagers that you can't actually communicate with. Is Minecraft knew if they played into this theme, not only could it be a really cool open sandbox game, but it could also be a game where you can kind of get a little scared, you know? You're going to want to play with friends, or you're going to want to play by yourself, and when you play by yourself, it's like, woo, you know, it's a little freaky. It's a little freaky-deaky. But I feel like Minecraft, honestly, that's my childhood game. It was so popular, it blew up. I know people, like, don't fuck with Minecraft anymore because of Hytale, I think is what it's called, came out. And don't get me wrong, Hytale's a good game, but Minecraft will forever be a huge milestone in gaming and a well-known game. The same reason Disney will always be a huge milestone and a huge well-known concept, and it's because of that nostalgia. It's because everybody grew up on Minecraft, and if they didn't grow up on Minecraft, then they grew up on a different era of Minecraft, you know? It started with Stampy, Sky Does Minecraft, Aphmau, Lee Shadow Lady, and then if you didn't grow up with that, then you grew up with the Dream SMP, you know? Dream, George, Sapnap, all of those guys. Anyways, that is kind of why Minecraft is always going to be an iconic, well-known game. No matter what, it's always going to be remembered for what it is. Winnie asked, what consoles do you have? I have I have a phone. I have a PC at my house. I'm not on it right now because I'm at a different house for my internship. I have, what's it called? A PS5. I have a PS5. My boyfriend got a Wii because he wanted to jailbreak a Wii. So he got it, and now we have that. We played all the Marios on it. It was awesome. And then, also a DS, because he jailbroke that, which was also insane. But, hell yeah, jailbreak your DS. Go, pop off. Pop off, twin, pop off. And then, I think I'm saving up for a Nintendo Switch 2, right? Second one? Wherever you can play Tomodachi Life 2, because it seems like a cool game. But yeah, those are my consoles. I'm pretty hyped with my consoles, really. Dude, oh my god. Guys, I played Red Dead Redemption 2 for the first time. It's my boyfriend's all-time favorite freaking game. And I doubted it because I was playing it on the controller. I hate controller games, okay? If it's not a computer or a phone, I'm awful at it, okay? I can't do it. But I was playing with the controller. I fucking hated it. So I decided instead of me playing it, I'm just gonna have him play it and I'll watch him creepily in the background. Like this. And then I'll have him design Arthur how I wanted him to. And I went into this game raw. Pause. I went into this game with no knowledge what this game was about. And then I sobbed by the end of it. He introduces me to Peak constantly, okay? He put me on Red Dead Redemption. He put me on, I think it's called The Last of Us. Yeah, 1 and 2. By the way, second game, what the fuck? What the fuck? If you haven't seen all of Last of Us, I might spoil this for you. Especially you, Winnie. Sorry, Winnie. But the fact that it had that ending, oh my god. Ellie's better than me, because if it was me, I would have fucking obliterated. Golf Simulator 9000, you're right, Winnie. That is one that he introduced me to. No, it's not, Winnie. No, it's not. Who's playing that? Who's playing that? Let me look this up right now. How many people are active on Golf Simulator 9000? Yeah. Fuck. 47 million participants globally. Okay, well. Oh, Abby played Golf Simulator 9000. That's a good one, Winnie. That's a good one. I keep saying your name. Winnie. I have a dog named Winnie. She's evil. She only drinks pool water. We don't know what's wrong with her. Anyways, back to what I was saying. Abby did play Golf Simulator 9000. But that's what I'm saying. If I was Ellie, the things I would do to Abby. Not even, I almost said borderline sexual, but they're not. I don't know why that came to my mind. Anyways, you said, so I'm like a dog to you. I'm not too sure, Winnie. Are you a dog or not? Let's fill it out. I don't know. Oh my god, there's a spider on the wall. Oh my god. Oh my god, there's a spider. I got a paper towel and a bowl. I don't kill spiders. I just pick them up and move them to a different room. Because they kill all the bugs in the house, but I don't want them near me. Oh my god, I fucking hate bugs so much. Okay. Oh my god, okay. Okay. I'm brave. I'm not brave. How do I know if it's in the bowl? Oh, fuck, dude. I don't even know if chat's saying anything. Guys, This is my situation. He's underneath the bowl. I'm scared. I can't. I'm scared of bugs. Okay, I'll admit it. I love animals and I can't do bugs. I'm scared of them. Okay, I'm gonna open the bowl. Oh my god, I think I just shit my pants a little bit. Good thing they're brown. Okay, the spider is on the wall. I'll show you guys. He's a little guy. He's a tiny little spider. You guys see him? Spider. Wait, what if I got the dog? Oh my god, you know what's even worse? I usually just pick up my cats and I go, get it. It's not an option. Breeze, come here. Come here, Breeze. Look. Look, what is that? Holy shit. Winnie, if you're still in chat, I'm sorry. I'm not reading your message. I'm battling right now. Winnie picked up the spider on her nose and then swung around. And it almost landed on me. And that wouldn't have been good. Okay, come here. Come here, little guy. I don't know. I know it hurts to fall. I know. Come here, sugar booger. Come on. Good job. Okay, don't move towards me. I'm gonna put the bowl on the floor in another room. No. Okay, you can go in here. Winnie, I'm in, whatever your name is. Okay. Crisis averted! I picked the spider up in a bowl and put it in another room. I don't kill the spiders because, like I said, they kill bugs. They're good for us. We need spiders. If we don't have spiders, we're cooked, okay? But it was definitely a scary situation. Anyways, oh, I got another follower. Oh no, I didn't end it. Hey guys, welcome back. I did it. I'm back. But at what cost? I lost Winnie! The spider on the wall made me unplug my phone and I lost Winnie. My wood chatter. No. My wood chatter I lost because a fucking spider crawled on the wall. Okay. Well, welcome to the stream, all the people who are here right now. Right now, I'm just answering any question asked towards me. It can be any question in the world except how dinosaurs have sex. We already covered that. Was a weird experience, and they do have sex through their cloacas, which is also what a bird has, and it's a hole where you can poop, pee, and reproduce out of. Moving on. Next subject after the cloaca incident, the cloaca of 87. Honestly, oh wait, no, my stream picked up right where I left off. Wait, no, it didn't. I don't know, I just work here. Okay, so let's talk about coffee. Now, I know this is abrupt change from the animals that I was just talking about. We're gonna talk about coffee, okay? For those of you who don't know, which is all of you, I have worked at a lot of popular coffee chains, okay? If I say I worked at a popular coffee chain and you just thought of a certain popular coffee chain, yes, I worked there, okay? Let's just keep that in mind. I worked there. And if you thought, oh, what about this one? Yeah, I worked there too. And then if you thought about the third option, yeah, I've worked there as well. I've worked at so many coffee shops. I was gonna rank them like best to worst, but I don't want to say the name until like at least like maybe a year out, just in case on the odd situation where they can sue me. Boys, don't sue me, baby girl. Anyways, I'm gonna be live for maybe 30 more minutes, and then I'm probably gonna clock off because clock off. Holy shit, I'm still in my coffee job. Holy fuck. Instead, I'm gonna tell you about another job I had, which is a house cleaner. I'm actually still a house cleaner for the same company. Basically, this story still freaks me out every time I tell it. Like, it gives me the EBGBs. I am a house cleaner for a company that, in general, it's a bit more of a rundown business. I don't know if these people own the apartments or if they're just a cleaning company hired out to clean these apartments, but I work at basically wherever they tell me to work. They'll assign a place, I'll go there and work it. What the fuck was that? I just heard someone scream. I just heard someone scream. Winnie! Winnie! Oh my god! Clock is ticking. Winnie! 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 Why would you say that? Winnie said, I'll sue you, and then Winnie said, clock is ticking. Winnie! Oh my god, Winnie. Oh my god. Why would you say that? Moving on back to my story. I am a cleaner. Multiple jobs. One of them is being a house cleaner. I'm hired out to clean, almost said kill, to clean these different places. And one of the places I was assigned was a frat house. If you guys actually want to see what the house looks like, I do have a TikTok posted. Same username, LychLaura. But you can go there, see what it looks like, come back if you want. If you don't want to, then just trust what I'm saying. I was assigned to clean a frat house. This frat house had 40 to 60 men living in it, okay? It gets worse. Whatever you are envisioning this frat house looks like, yes, it looks like that. I had to clean it. Okay, this story gets worse. It's so fucking scary. I struggled to sleep this night, and this story does end with me calling the police, okay? Here we go. So, I go in on my first time to video the house. I film it, I post it on TikTok. It gets a lot of views, a lot of I go up a lot of followers. I was like, whoa, people seem to really like this. So I'll come back another time and film more after I do a little bit of the cleaning, okay? So I start cleaning this house. I hit all the bathrooms first, okay? I hit the downstairs bathroom, there's an upstairs bathroom, and also there's a basement that I did not go into because I am white, but I'm not that white. So, cleaning these bathrooms. I clean the downstairs one first, and the whole time, hair on the back of my neck is standing up. I'm like, ugh. I feel like there's someone watching me, okay? I'm scared. I feel like there's someone watching me. Sounds like the average story dad tells you out of pocket. It is so true. Oh, does it say Regulus Biggest Glazer? Oh my god, Marauders? Mordors? I don't know how to pronounce it, but hey, I love Regulus. Regulus and, what's his name? James. Oh my god, I haven't read a Marauders fic in so long. Anyways, back to what I was saying. James, yes, James. Back to what I was saying. So, this frat house I'm cleaning the bathroom. I feel like the whole time someone's watching me. I'm uncomfortable. But because I'm also just a pussy who believes in ghosts, I'm like, no, there's no way anybody's watching me. It's all in my head. I'm just going crazy, right? I go upstairs. I clean the upstairs bathroom. I also clean the entire upstairs of the house. Well, not clean it, but I pick up all the trash. I sweep. And then I get a good scrub on the toilets and on the floor and on the shower. It's filthy, mind you. So even like clearing out the trash on just the top floor, which is like 2 bedrooms, and then like doing the bare minimum, wiping down the bathrooms, took me 4 to 5 hours, okay? I was in there scrubbing, hands and knees, scrubbing, okay? I sweep all the shit off the floor, put it in a trash bag, and then drag the trash bag down the stairs. The trash bag rips. I'm like, oh shit. All the trash inside of it spills out. I'm like, oh my God, this is so annoying. I pick up all the trash, like manually with my hands, throw it to the dumpster, come back, pick it up, throw it to the dumpster, come back, pick up more. Because I only had 2 trash bags. One of them broke. The other one I managed to get to the dumpster. And what I'm noticing, hold on. I thought I had to sneeze. I don't have to sneeze. What I'm noticing from taking this trash to and from the dumpster is while I just swept the floor, I didn't look what was on the floor. I just pushed it around with my broom because I thought, who cares? You know, let me push it around with my broom. Let me just get out of the way. All of it has to go to the dump anyway. So what does it matter if it's like a phone case versus like a charger, anything? It all has to go to the dump. The trash juice did not get on me. It's worse. And finally I get to the bottom of this big pile. And you know how like after you sweep, it's like a tiny little pile of little stuff on the bottom? Well, that's what they had, but it was a bunch of knickknacks. Oh, Regulus said, by the way, did the juices of the trash get on you? No, it's worse. Okay, ready? Are you ready for this? I see a small, tiny little vial. I actually took a photo of it because I had to call the cops. And I'm like, what is this? And I pick it up and I'm like, oh, it's salt. It was not salt, guys. It was a tiny little vial full of cocaine, okay? In a frat house. So I was like, okay, this is fitting for a frat house. I took a photo of it, and then this is the part people are not going to agree with me on. I didn't call the cops. I threw it away. Na la cocainea columbania. Sure, you know? Yeah, okay. Whatever that means. Thank you, Regulus, for your insight. Anyways, I'm tweaking out. Oh, I also see that my follower account is going up, but it's not notifying me that people are following me. So if you're following me, thank you. I just want to say thank you to whoever is following me. I can't see it. My thing is glitched out right now. I can't see how many views I have or who's following me, but thank you. Anyways, I found this vial of cocaine. I'm like, ooh! And because the TikTok video I posted got so much recognition, I was like, oh my God, let me post this. It'll pick my views up again and I can get a couple more followers. So I posted a little bit about the cocaine, all right? Video's not up anymore. Obviously, TikTok's like, no. They took down the photo, they took down the video of it, they took down all of it, and then gave me a warning because like, hey, you can't post coke on TikTok. Valid. I didn't think about that, okay? I'm kind of a dumbass, right? So all of this shit happens. It gets so much worse. Oh my God, it's so scary. I posted on TikTok. Before the video got taken down, I had probably roughly 6 or 7, no, actually, frat bros from that house comment on my TikTok and go, oh my God, good times, or hey, check behind this wall, you'll see my signature carved in, or hey, there's a secret little compartment here you can open up and you'll see a photo of me in it, stuff like that. And I was like, oh, that's so cool. And I knew that they were legitimate because I did check these places, okay? Here's where this gets scary. I went back another day because people had requested. I did not find a body. It's honestly, I would prefer a body because this was so fucking scary. Yeah, Rayleigh said, nah, I'm feeling you're gonna tell me you found a body. Didn't find a body, did find, like, I'm sure there was trophies and shit. I don't know if you guys know what that is, but like SA trophies, they'll collect like women's clothing or like a piece of jewelry or something to remind themselves of the crime they committed. Disgusting. And I'm not accusing anyone of doing that because I don't know for sure, but there was women's clothing found in the frat house, which is a male-only house. So it was a little concerning. Not the point. But the point is, people wanted me to explore the basement, and I said, I'm not doing that shit alone. So I went back with my best friend. And we explored the basement together. Now, right off the bat, something was wrong with the house. So I left, came back 2 days later to do this. This was after I found the cocaine, posted about it, and the frat boys found the video and commented on it, okay? So all this happened, like, on a Wednesday. I came back, like, Friday or Saturday with my friend to explore the basement. Walk into the house, basement door is unlocked and open. Unlocked and open. And it's not like a cutesy little, let's go down these sleek stairs. It's like a creaky wooden staircase with a Harry Potter door underneath the stairs that go upstairs. And that goes to the basement. And the lock is on the outside. So you have to open the lock from inside the house to get to the basement. Okay? And I noticed that it's like kind of broken. It's a fucked up lock. And I'm like, whatever. I'm like, maybe another girl came in and cleaned and I just didn't know. It gets worse. So me and my friend are exploring the house. I'm like, what else changed? And I noticed 2 giant guns on the couch. Okay. I have not seen what a real gun looks like. No one in my family owns guns. Or I guess someone does, but he's a loser. Ignore him. And I was like, okay, these are probably fake. I'm not going to touch them, but they're probably fake. And I'm like, what are the odds that some frat bro saw my post and came back to the house with a gun or something? Like, what's he gonna do, kill me? It gets worse. I'm exploring this house and I notice this mattress is pulled out from where it was pressed against the wall. Me and my friend were walking around and I'm like, that's so weird. And she goes, yeah, what if someone's hiding behind it? And we both laugh because how would they even get through the door? The locks are changed now because they lost the house. So they had to change the locks. The property changed the locks, okay? It gets worse. We go down to the basement. Eeriest fucking basement I've ever been in. There is one light. It is flickering. It's a giant ass basement. It's a flickering light on the ceiling. And it's like it makes that noise. You know that like noise lights make? It makes that noise. There's a knife on the ground, though it doesn't seem like it was stabbed or anything. But it's weird that there's like a random knife just on the ground. And then we keep walking. And we eventually see a little bit of light from a corner. And we're like, what is that? We go into the corner. There's a second door into the house. This one was broken into. So one of the frat boys saw my video about finding the cocaine and came back to the house to get the rest. All of the vents were open. Little cabinets in the house were wide open. Little places carved into the walls we didn't even know were there, open. Vents were taken off some of the walls where they had clearly hidden coke and then put it back. Creepy as fuck. Okay, I found coke in a frat house. I posted about it. They came after my ass. They came to get me. Sometimes I think about what would have happened if I hadn't gone with my friend. Because like I said, there were guns in the house. Like, why bring guns? You know what I mean? I'm like, oh, they're gonna fucking kill me. Anyways, we're freaked out. I shut that back door, but it's busted. Like I said, someone broke in. They busted the door down. And then this is where it gets creepy. If they came in through the basement, like I said, the basement door was locked. You can only open it from the inside of the house, which means there was 2 people. One came through the basement and one was inside the house previously. But I was like, how could he be inside the house? The locks were changed. How'd he get in? He never left. The entire 5-hour cleaning I did by myself, he was hiding in the house with me, watching me. That mattress I told you that was pulled out, when we were like, oh, what if someone's behind it? He was behind it. He was behind that bed spring. I stood a foot away from him. He was sitting behind it, waiting. And now this is the part where you're like, how do you know that for sure? And this is the part that is the scariest. Me and my friend go upstairs. We're talking about the cocaine. We're like, oh my God, what if they know about the cocaine? What if there's more? Blah, 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 blah. They're still in the house. Blah, 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 blah. Or we didn't know they're still in the house, but we're like, they're somehow getting into the house, probably through that back door. Freaking out, right? We open another cabinet. She gets on a chair and she looks up and she's like, oh my God, I think there's coke in here. And I was like, no way. She's like, you gotta call cops. So I'm pulling up the cop's phone number. And then she goes, did you just hear that? And I'm sitting there like, no. No. Oh, I would. That's me right there. And then she goes, shh, 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 shh. And we go quiet. And we hear the loudest male breathing. And I'm talking like a guy, you know how you breathe really heavy and fast when you're scared? Like that? That's what it sounded like. Like he heard us talking about the fact that we found another coke stash and he's fucking freaking out. Maybe he's tweaked out on it. But the point is, they came back for that coke. We found a second supply of it. And she goes, oh, and she freaks out. She's like, it's a ghost! It's a ghost! And she jumps off this chair, grabs my arm, starts ripping me out the front door. And I'm like, well, what if it's not a ghost? We should call the cops. She's like, you need to stop being calm. Because I went into like a total calm state, which is weird for me because I'm neurotic as fuck. I went into this like Zen mode where I was like, let's rationalize. Let's think through this. And she's like, let's get out of the fucking house. Dragged me out of the house, put me in the car. We're sitting in the car like there was someone in that house. They had an alternate entry. There was someone in the house with me for 5 hours of cleaning and I didn't know. He was just sitting there watching me. And then it gets worse, right? Of course it gets worse. We leave the house. We don't come back. In my head, I am not thinking this is a frat bro. In my head, I'm thinking it's a ghost. He was definitely thinking of sliming your ass. Well, yeah, he brought guns. He was gonna fucking kill me. If I came back to search for more cocaine, he was just gonna fucking shoot me. I mean, sometimes I'm thinking about it, I'm like, if my friend wasn't there, I would have been right next to him. He would have just fucking killed me. It like makes my eyes water thinking about it because when I get scared, my eyes water. And this is one of those situations where I'm like, I was so close to death that I didn't even know it. Anyways, we leave the house. We're thinking it's ghosts. So we all make the plan, me and my friend, and then 2 other girls. We're like, yeah, we're gonna all go back to this house. We're gonna get high as hell and we're gonna do a ghost hunt. We walk into the house. We get knives and shit just in case it is a homeless guy or something like that, right? I unlock the door. We go inside. We're looking around and I'm like, everything's moved again. The vents that were open have closed. The cabinet we were looking into has been ransacked. He went through it. The guns that were on the couch are gone. We left for maybe an hour, if that. And this guy cleared the fucking house. The mattress he was hiding behind tipped over. Gone. I'm like, it's even weirder because the only other thing we noticed that was different was in the basement, there was now a new shirt on the stairs. And it was like a I Heart New York kind of touristy shirt just lying on the stairs. I was like, what the fuck? No trace of the guy. No one. Nobody's there. We all have knives. We're like, what the fuck was that? It was weird. So I did call the cops. I confessed about the cocaine. I was like, yeah, I threw away the first vial I found because I thought it was just frat bros. And then they came back and planned to fucking murder me. And the cop is like, well, unfortunately, there's no camera, so there's not much we can do about it. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? There's no camera. There's no way to check who was in the house. He's like, you didn't see anyone? I was like, no, but I heard the motherfucker breathing. He said he'll document it, but as far as he's concerned, there's nothing he can do about it. There's no evidence. I threw it away. Because I'm a dumbass. I seriously was just like, oh, it's cocaine, but this is just normal frat guy stuff. I mean, they do drugs. It's gross, but whatever. Threw it away because I'm like, I'm not going to sell them out. Especially because I had posted a TikTok of what the inside of their nasty ass house looked like. So I was like, whatever. It's just cocaine. I mean, I know it's not good for you, but they're frat bros. I'm not shocked they're doing it. Yeah, Regulus said average police response unless it's a black man. True. If I said there is a black guy in this house, they would have already been outside. Outside, guns drawn, ready to kill him. No, it was bad. It was so bad. And he's like, yeah, there's nothing much else I can do. I was like, so what do I do? And he's like, well, do you have to go back to clean it? And I was like, yeah, it's my job. And he goes, I'd bring a couple friends. There was a man with a gun trying to kill me because I found his drug stash. The fuck do you mean? I was like, what? I couldn't believe it. I could not believe he just told me nothing I can do. I'll document it, but until an actual crime happens that we can trace. What needs to happen? Do you need to find my corpse on the ground? Is that when you're going to be like, oh, something was wrong? Oh, that's another thing I forgot to tell you. The blinds upstairs were shifted. So whoever was in the house the first time me and my friends left, they had looked out of the blinds and were watching us leave. They were watching us the whole time. There is at least one man in that house hiding and watching me clean the house. And at least 2 in total coming back for drugs. And that is that story. It was, oh my God, it was so scary. I don't know like what to even do about it. I ended up texting my coworker and telling her, and she's like, she didn't even fucking believe me. Or she did that thing where it's like, and then I found this, and she goes, oh, and I'm like, if you don't believe, you go fucking clean it then. I'm not going back. And she did. She cleaned it all by herself. She went and cleaned it all by herself, and nothing happened. Probably because I showed up with a group of like 4 other girls, and we're just like brandishing knives, like, hello. They're not coming back. Regulus said, nah, bro, he thinks and then the nerd emoji. And then they said, yeah, they're definitely thinking about if it was worth it to slime you. I agree. I think that he came back to get the drugs, and if I came back into that house, he would have just fucking killed me. But because I came back with someone else, he didn't have to. Like, he could just take his shit and leave and take the, like the report. Apparently the police don't fucking care. And this is a small college town. So, like, the student population makes up like 80% of the whole town population. So I'm sure the police can't do much because they're funded by the schools. So I'm like, oh my God. It was horrifying. It was so scary. And I've like been worried that like they've been following me or they've been watching me since then, but I haven't seen anything. And whoever did it, they're not telling me on my TikTok. So like I said, I posted that post. It did pretty well. The frat bros told me about like, oh, look here, there's a poster here. Oh, my initials are on the wall. They haven't said anything about who came back to the house with the guns to get the cocaine. No idea. I don't fuck with they one bit, guys. I'm just, it's just so creepy to think about. Like, it's one thing that there was someone else in the house, but I was standing next to him. Like, I was not even 3 feet away from where he was hiding and waiting for me to be by myself. What really confuses me is why he didn't get me when I was by myself for like 5 hours cleaning. Like, what was he doing? Like, what was he doing in the house? What was he doing? He was just in there. And I'm sitting there fucking singing and dancing as I'm cleaning. He's just in there. Just in the house, just chilling. Doing what? What was he doing? What was he doing? What was he doing in the house? I'm scared. Why was he in there? Anyways, that's that cleaning story. I do have other stories, of course, about cleaning. Like, because when you clean people's apartments, like I said, especially in a college town, you see weird shit. And I've seen really weird shit in a lot of these houses. But nothing, I don't think anything will ever top that story. Like, I've had a lot of close call experiences where I've genuinely, like, almost died before. But that was one of the times where I was, like, so fearful of my life that it's not even funny. Like, or I've had another time, he probably thought that people would be suspicious that you're not coming out. Yeah. Or, like, he didn't know. Because if it was just me, it's one thing. But if it's me and a friend, then it's like, oh, she probably told her parents she's here. Or told her friends that he's here. And I mentioned coming back with more friends while in the house with just one. And all of that fun stuff. So, yeah. I'm sure he wasn't, like, gonna kill me. But I'm sure, like, if I was by myself and I happened upon more coke, he might have just had to do it. I don't think he went in like, I'm gonna fucking murder this bitch. I think it was more like, taking these guns, and if she sees me, I gotta get rid of her. Some shit like that, which is crazy. Anyways. I had another experience when I was younger, but the closest to that was like a guy reaching out of his car and trying to pull me inside of it. But that was like the other closest to death experience I had. But this was like full on like, he was ready to get me. Anyways, another house I tried to clean. This is the last story I tell, and I'll probably sign off stream. Another house I was cleaning, I walked into, and obviously there's lots of houses that I'm scared of, to be totally transparent with you. When you walk into apartments, I don't know how much, whoever's watching this believes in ghosts or energy or whatever, but there are some apartments you walk into and, let's get down. There's other apartments you walk into and your heart just drops in your chest. And it's not even that these apartments are dirty. It's just that it doesn't feel right. That's another one I posted on my TikTok of a creepy house. If you want to see that one too, I do have evidence of it. But it's just a place you walk into and you're like, you just feel it in your core. You're like, I don't want to be here. I've had a lot of places like that. The one I'm talking about did have that feeling like something is weird, you know? I'm scared. I'm a little irked. I feel like there's something here. But nothing ended up coming out of it, except that when I walked in, the smell was so bad. It was actually god awful, okay? I'm thinking to myself, not much really, but yeah, some places do be creepy. I agree. Like, my boyfriend does not believe in ghosts. We went on the Queen Mary one time, and he's fine the whole time joking around. And then we finally walked down to, like, one of the most haunted rooms on the ship, which is, like, B14 or 37 or some shit like that. And he pauses, and he's like, this feels weird. And I was like, what? And he's like, I don't believe in ghosts, but it feels weird. And I was like, what does it feel like? And he's like, just wrong. And I'm like, let's go back up deck. I'm scared. But yeah, there are just some places that are like, they're just not it, right? This is one of those places and it smelled horrible. My first thought is, because like I said, I'm a pussy. I'm like, someone would die here. No one died there. Or like an animal died there or something. I checked top to bottom. No animal, nothing. Oh, evening. Hope all is well. As for ghosts, I think sometimes I see my late mom walking around, but I'm waking up from sleep during that. What the fuck? What do you mean sometimes you think you see your late mom walking around? Also, welcome to the stream. How are you doing? What the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck? Why? What if I told you I didn't want you to say that because now I'm scared? I'm in this house by myself and I'm scared. No, I mean, I've had experiences with ghosts, or I believe in them 100%, but I know some people don't believe in them. Oh my god, my stream froze and I'm on a really cringy face. Oh, that's bad. Guys, can you see me, guys? Is my audio still going through? Oh, my audio's still going through. Oh, hey, I'm back. Hey, guys. How's it going? Anyways, back to what I was saying. I'm like, fucking... No, thank you. So I'm in this house. I'm freaked. I'm tweaked. I'm geeked. I'm like, oh, this is so scary. And it smells so bad. I open all the windows. I clean this house. And then I start vacuuming. I have headphones on the whole time I'm doing this, right? And my vacuum is like not really going on the carpet, but the carpet's not lumpy. I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with this carpet? So I squat down. I put my hand on the carpet because I'm like going to feel around to see like, what is it getting caught on? Wet. The ground is stopping wet. I pull my hand up. The stinkiest, yuckiest smell you can imagine. Like, imagine if someone shit on the fucking walls and rubbed it. So I text my lady who employed me, and I'm like, hey, it fucking reeks in here. She goes, really? Why? And I'm like, oh, I don't know. Let me just pull the answer out of my asshole. I don't know, but the ground is sopping wet. She's like, that is so weird. What happened to it? And I'm like, girl, I don't fucking know. I'm a cleaner, not a fucking detective. Anyways, she's like, I'll have someone come by and look at it. Some guy comes by and looks at it, starts like throwing up when he walks in. Oh wow, my phone's really lagging, so I might have to be done with the stream sooner, but I'll try and finish my story really quickly, you guys. Let me see if my audio is still going through. Ooh. Okay, it is. So you guys just have to look at my face like this. Why not? Now the mysterious again. This time it really was mysterious juices. It turns out the past residents had fucked with the toilet and made the drainage pipe like drain into like a pit instead of like actually work like a sewer pipe. So as the residents upstairs flushed their toilet, or like I said, I don't know how this works. I'm not a mechanic or whatever the fuck, whoever cleans toilets, plumbers. But whoever flushed their toilets upstairs would flush water into the apartment down below. And years of piss and shit came out of the toilet and soaked into the carpet. Poop and pee! Poop and pee from a booty hole! Well, not pee, hopefully. If you're peeing out of your booty hole, go to a doctor. Just soaking this carpet. And I had to wear like 2 masks. I had to wear hella gloves because it stunk so bad. And now I knew it was because they had shit and pee all over the carpet. Swamp Rat said, I moved my mom in with me after she retired from her UPS job. She passed in 2023. Rest in peace. Been living alone since then. Marriage ended in 1997. And then Regulus Biggest Glazer said, nah, not gonna lie, broski, you decently need to be in a crime podcast. I love the age difference there. Oh, I'm sorry to hear about your mom. I can't imagine how difficult that would be. But I hope you're recovering well from that, because, oh my God, that's gonna be hard, man. That's gonna be really difficult. Especially if you see her ghost. Do you really think it's her ghost, or do you think maybe you're just sleepy and you just want it to be your ghost, or do you really think that, like, my house is haunted by my mom, or she just wants to come see me or something like that? Because I don't have any relatives or anything like that I was really close to that have passed away. And I've still seen and heard shit that I can't really explain. So I don't know, like, why I would be haunted. I feel like most people who are haunted, like, buy, like, antique dolls or some, like, old person's shit at an estate sale, or it's, like, a relative or something. But I don't know. That's kind of intriguing to me. That's really interesting. I mean, if you've just seen her a couple times, I'm sure it's not a negative thing. I'm sure she's just saying hi or something like that. But thank you for sharing with us. I'm sorry that she passed away. That's really unfortunate. Yeah. No, I don't know about ghosts, guys. I do believe in ghosts. True condolences on her soul. Hope she went down. Hope she went... I don't know how to read that. Just ignore him. I don't know what's wrong with him. He's kind of... Regulus Biggest Glazer is a little bit of a fucking weirdo, okay? Boo! Boo! That was me booing Regulus. Anyways, moving back to my story. I've heard shit, and I've been afraid of ghosts my whole life. But the one time that I've heard with other people, hope she went up, my bad, autocorrect a bitch. I love this Regulus guy. I like this guy. He's funny. He says funny things. Ex-wife is still around. Son talks to her. I think the hallucinations are probably from late nights dozing off. That's fair. That's totally fair. I get that too. I'll see shit out of the corner of my eye, or, you know, hear shit that's not really there sometimes. So that's valid. We all get it. We all get it, man. We all have our own things. Sorry about that. But the one ghost story I had, my parents had left the house. Or I have multiple, but this one, my parents had left the house, and then I didn't know they had left the house. So I was talking to my mom upstairs. She's not answering, obviously. She's not in the house. I didn't know that. So I'm like, Mom! And I'm like, so you're just gonna ignore me? And then I hear the loudest, like, cackle laugh. Like, like that. And I was like, it's weird. My mom doesn't usually laugh like that. Almost sounded like a clown laugh. Like a, like that kind of, like, it was like a dramatic, like, cackle, right? And I was like, that's so weird. And then I get a text. It's my mom. And she's saying, hey, what do you want from the grocery store? And I said, huh? She's like, I'm at the store right now. What do you want? And I'm like, if you're at the store, then who's upstairs? No, I actually did have that moment where I just kind of looked upstairs like, what the fuck? Like, who's upstairs? Or, and it's always from this one house in her bedroom. I was cleaning her bathroom because it was like Mother's Day. And I was like, happy Mother's Day. Here's your clean room. I was cleaning her bathroom. And I put this song on and it paused and it turned off. And I was like, oh, that's weird. Maybe the Wi-Fi. Turned it back on, paused, turned off. I'm like, what the fuck? My phone's not dead. It's not overheating. What the hell's going on? It's not an old phone. It was like my mom's hand-me-down, but it wasn't like broken or anything. And then kept doing it. So finally, I just turned the music off. The music turns back on to a different song and plays that instead. Different song instead. I'm like, what the fuck is happening? What do you mean? And I just kind of stared at it, and it wasn't like a creepy song. It was just a different song on my playlist. I was like, why did that happen? I don't know. Or I was taking a bath one time, and I was doing it in the dark because I'm hella cool like that. And I hear like a, and I'm like, oh, what the fuck was that? And I look up, and you know how those medicine cabinet mirrors will swing open? I watched this mirror go open all the way wide. And I'm like, opens all the way wide. And it's one of those mirrors where it's like suctioned, so you gotta like pull on it to open it. And I'm like, how the fuck did that just open on its own and then swing in a bathroom with no ventilation? And then my brother was in the same bathroom and he took a shower. And I don't know how true this is because he's a little shit and likes to lie, but he said that the shower curtain rod fell, like someone had ripped it. And I was like, well, did you see it fall, or are you just saying that shit? He's like, I didn't see it fall. I heard it fall, but it was like across the bathroom. Like it wasn't like just dropped onto the floor. It was like it dropped like this. Like that. He's like, that's someone pulling. That's not it just dropping. Oh, thank you for the follow, by the way. I'm not too sure who followed me. But it's not telling me who's following me. I'm sorry. It's just, I see the number of followers go up, and then I'm like, oh, someone followed me. So thank you for whoever followed me. I appreciate you and I love you. And I'll see you tonight. No, I'm just joking. Unless. Swamp said, oh wait, Regular said, nah, Skinwalker is really getting goofy. I have stories about that too. It's really fun. Swamp said, through various things, my late relationship instances, I've never lived in another house. Still in the house I grew up in. Which is creepy. I feel like I moved around a lot as a kid. I can't imagine staying in one house. I would always feel like you know a house so well, but if something paranormal ever happened in the house, you'd begin to question yourself. You know what I mean? Regulus said, Swamp, I'm not gonna lie, I think your mom's trying to tell you something. Regulus, behave. And then Regulus also said, nah, I'm gonna see you in a ghost documentary. I hope not, because that means something bad happened to me, okay? I thought I heard a door open. Anyways, back to my story. What the fuck was that? No, I've had lots of instances where, like, I swear to God, I've seen, like, legs walking by, like, just a pair of legs, with, like, a white outline walking by. But also I was, like, half asleep, and I was shining a flashlight, and it was, like, 3 a.m., and I was doing a scary ghost challenge with my friends. So I could have just seen it in my head and been like, oh, oh. In reality, there's nothing there. Oh, oh. No. But shit like that, where it's, like, Regulus said, nah, we seen it live. Fuck you, Regulus, I'm scared. No, you guys are gonna see like a person standing there, and then you'd be like, behind you. Who's there? No, like a fucking oh no, who's there? I'm sorry that I did that too. I'm also upset that I did that. We're gonna move on. No, I have lots of ghost stories. I do wholeheartedly believe in them. Whether or not they're actually evil. Oh my god, I forgot the main one that I have. Oh my god, how did I forget this fucking story? It's because I don't live in that house anymore, and it actually like traumatized the fuck out of me. 3 a.m. challenge in the Big 26. I was like 13! It wasn't the Big 26, it was like the big... $2012? I don't know. Oh my god. Who is that? Oh my god. Someone just pulled up into a driveway and then left. I'm scared. Okay. Swamp said mom would have gotten a kick out of videos. She even liked Monty Python. Who the fuck is Monty Python? The only Monty I know is the guy from Five Nights at Freddy's. And I saw an edit of him one time. Maybe I shouldn't finish that sentence. Oh, a comedy troupe formed in 1969? Okay. Anyways. So... why are they barking? I'm scared. I'm scared. Anyways, I was in my house by myself. Not by myself. It was late at night. I was downstairs by myself. And this is a really old house built a old time ago. Also, the sun's right in my eyes, so I'm gonna stare at you guys like this, like a snake. And I'm downstairs by myself getting food, whatever. Honestly, I don't even know what I was doing. Now your mom has elite ball knowledge. Good, Regulus. Everyone, round of applause to Regulus for behaving, okay? So, I'm downstairs by myself getting food out of the fridge. Out of the corner of my fucking eye, oh, it's an old house, sorry. So there's those sliding doors that slide back and forth, and it separates the kitchen from, like, the living room, right? Out of the corner of my eye, I see, like imagine, like, just did that hand motion, you didn't see that, like this. And not like a hand, but I see it out of the corner of my eye. So I go like this. I'm like looking forward. Hey, we're gonna ignore my side profile, guys. Imagine I have no glasses on. I'm looking forward and I go like this. To like look out of the corner of my eye without turning my head because I'm a pussy. And I see like dangling hair like that. And what looks like a round face. And I'm like, what the fuck is that? And I'm thinking in my head, like, because my mom runs a daycare out of our house. I know, it's kind of insane. She does so. And I'm thinking to myself, what is that? What is that? And I'm like, oh, it can't be anything, like, actually scary. Like, what are the odds I'm seeing a ghost? So I turn my head, and I look at it. I'll explain to you. When I look at it, it's gone. Let me see if I can show you using this wall. Can you guys see me? Imagine this. That's what I saw. Did you guys see that? Let me see if that showed up plenty. What are they barking at? I'm actually tweaking. I'm so scared. Oh, I guess I can't rewind. Did you see what my head did? How it was like sideways? I guess I can do it closer to the screen too. So that way you guys can actually see. But it was literally like this. Oh, ignore my glasses. This is what it looked like. Dangling long hair. Super long. Like almost to the floor. And then I look at it and it goes like this. And then I look away. And as I turn my head away, it comes out. And then as I turn my head back, it goes like that. So whatever it was is aware I'm watching you. Doggy followed me. I know, she's so well behaved. She makes me want a dog. I'm not really a dog person, but she makes me want one really bad. So I see that shit out of the corner of my eye. And I'm like, in my head, I don't know what you guys would do, but I'm the kind of person where if I see a ghost and I like look at it like this, I'm gonna keep going, pretend like I didn't see that shit, and I'm gonna move on, and I'm gonna run. Not run, but I'm gonna walk out of the room. I'm not gonna show it that I saw it. Because if it knows I saw it, then it might start doing creepy shit. But if it thinks that I just like, oh, nice weather we're having, it's gonna think I just moved on. You know what I mean? Yeah, so that's what I did. I just looked away, and I just kept getting shit out of the fridge. And then I started talking to myself, and I was like, gotta grab this cheese, and I'll go upstairs, and like that, trying to like distract myself from this shit. And I left, and I go upstairs. I did not sleep that night. I started immediately crying. I was so scared because it looked like a woman. It looked like a woman with her head all the way tilted who like hid behind a door when I looked at her. Not gonna lie, you need to rage bait them ghosts in case you gain the power of an exorcist. No, bro! You know how scared I am of them? I'm not rage baiting a fucking ghost. You're gonna be out of your fucking mind. That's shit that people who don't believe in ghosts do. They're like, pussy, shit like that. I believe in them. If I do that shit, it's coming after me. I'm not doing that. Anyways, back to my story. I'm shitting bricks. I'm so scared. Weeks go by. I don't go back downstairs by myself. Not at night. I don't even go during the daytime, really. I always take, like, one of my brothers with me because I'm not doing that shit, right? Weeks go by. I'm in the car with my little brother picking him up from school one day. And he's rubbing his eyes. I'm like, oh, are you tired? And he goes, yeah, I didn't sleep very well last night. And I was like, why? And he's like, can I tell you something? And I'm like, that's like the biggest fear is when you're a little sibling comes up to you and goes, can I tell you something? Yeah, you can tell me something. Just act crazier than them ghosts. I can't strangle a person to death. A ghost, boom, 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 picking me up, throwing me around. I can't do that. I'm scared. I'm scared, Regulus. You're telling me if you saw what looked like a human being in your house, but like being extremely creepy, you're gonna be like, hey, get out of my house. Motherfucker! Oh, I don't see. Well, anyways, let's keep going. That's me. I'm pretending I didn't see it. Anyways. I'm so afraid, okay? My little brother goes, can I tell you something? The ghost of mom sometimes I see when sleeping is a mind transfer from a doorway visible. No. You see her in the doorway too? What is it about doorways? The ghost of mom I sometimes see when sleeping is a mind transfer from a doorway visible from the doorway. Not gonna lie, I'd crack. Regulus, what the fuck are you talking about? What are you talking about? Swamp telling me a story I'm intrigued as fuck about. Regulus, not gonna lie, I'd crack. The ghost ain't escaping me. Regulus! What are we talking about? Moving on. I'm tweaking the fuck out. I'm so scared. My little brother goes, can I talk to you about something? I'm like, sure, what's up? And he goes, I can't really sleep at night because I think there's a woman in our house. Fuck you mean? Fuck you mean? He goes, yeah, I mean, I saw her. And I was like, where? And he's like, you're not going to believe me. And I'm like, I'm going to believe you. You could say fucking anything, I'd believe you. Mind you, I haven't told the story to anyone. Anyone I haven't told the story to. Not even him. He goes, I saw her in the doorway to the kitchen. And then I go, and she was peeking at you like this, right? And he goes, oh my God, you've seen her. And I was like, yeah. Mind you, I start crying at this point. Because like I said, my eyes water when I'm scared. They're doing it right now. Can you tell that they're watering? I go, yeah. And he goes, and she had like the long, like dark hair. And I was like, yeah. He's like, what did she do when you looked at her? And I was like, I didn't look at her. Like I turned my head a little bit and she like shifted away. But I did not look at this bitch, not head on. He goes, oh, I looked at her. I was like, what? He goes, yeah, I saw her move in the corner of my eye, so I whipped my head around to look at her, and she dead ass goes like this. Like flings herself out of the way to hide from his view. And I was like, bro said, throughout freakiness and bitchlessness, I alone am the freaked one. Regulus, get the fuck out of my comment section! No, I'm kidding, Regulus. You can stay. What? Would you guys have sex with a ghost? Anyways. Danny Phantom. I just thought of Danny Phantom. Moving on. Damn it, Regulus. I'm thinking about it. Back to my story, and I'm like, what'd she look like? And he goes, kind of like an elbow. An elbow? And I'm like, what do you mean elbow? And he's like, well, her face was like, this is my elbow. He's like, her face was pointy kind of like it, and a little bit misshapen. Like, she looked pointy like an elbow. And I was like, what do you mean? No, he does have steel balls. Yeah, not even God can pull me out. What? No. No. And he's like, yeah, her face was pointed like an elbow. And I'm like, oh. And our conversation keeps going about ghosts and stuff like that. I don't really remember the rest of it. All I remember is that we both saw it at different times, the exact same thing, without ever talking about it once, okay? And then, at the same time this is happening, I happen to work at a coffee shop that rhymes with bar ducks. A coffee shop rhymes with bar ducks. And I work the opening shift at 5 a.m. It's about a 30-minute commute. So I leave the house for 4:20 a.m. 4:20. Anyways, I leave the house hella early, right? And I'm like, okay, we're good. On this particular night, I'm at morning, I guess. There was a car parked next to mine, pretty old rundown car. I'm like, kind of weird. Or it's like not next to mine. My car's this way. My fingers are the front of the car, facing the street. The other car's like this, with its front facing the other end of the street, right? So our driver's side windows are lined up, okay? This is an important detail. Our driver's side windows are lined up. I get a weird feeling walking out to my car. I'm always afraid of it because whatever. I park on the curb. At the time, I was still like under 18, so I was freaked out that like something was gonna happen. Whatever, right? I'm a whip. I get in my car. I shut the door. I lock it. Same routine. I always do it, right? And then I get this like uncanny urge to look up. So I look up. I'm like, what? And then it's like, you know that tingling you get on your fucking shoulders when you're afraid? Like a tingle, you know? I'm like, what is that? And I'm looking around because there's woods right next to my house. And I'm like, this is me holding the wheel. No one's out in the woods. I turn the other way. And in the driver's side of the car, there is a woman pressed against the glass like this. What? Pressed against the glass like that. I'm tweaking! You should search up how an Aztec death whistle sounds like at night. I know how it sounds, Regulus! Mods? Ban him. Ban him. I don't have any mods. I have 99 followers. I don't have any fucking mods. Anyways, back to what I was saying. And I hear, and not, I didn't hear it. I looked over and I'm like, La Lorraine, I'm gonna get your ass. Regulus! Stop summoning them! I'm scared! The dog is gone. Anyways, I'm tweaking out. I'm like, okay, whatever. Scary as fuck. And I look at her and I'm like, I literally deadass make this face. Like almost grossed out. Like obviously like a scared, but also like a, because why is there a woman in her car? And I can't, mind you, I can't see her face. I can only see the shadows because there's a street lamp like far away. And it's like her eyes are like hollowed out and like I can't see her mouth or nothing. I can only see that like, I know she's looking at me because I can see her hands on the glass like that. And then she goes like this. That's a wrap. No. No, she waves at me. And I go like this. Zoom the fuck away. I didn't wave back, nothing. Her car is gone for the next couple months. I don't see her again until one night when I'm off work late. It's night. Of course it's nighttime. I pull up, her car is there. I'm like, yippee! Regulus said, mods, nuke this bum's house. Regulus! You should act like you like it. Maybe they'll be weirded out and leave you alone. I'm not going to do that, Regulus. Thank you for the suggestion. I'm not doing that shit. I'm not doing that. I pull up. Her car's there. Of course, I'm like, looking at our car, right? She's not in the front seat. She's in the back seat. And this time, she's like lying on the seat like this, and her head is like, imagine I'm on the seat. She's like this. Looking at me, and I can see her more clearly now. And you know what I see? A pointed face and long hair. I can't see much. Like I said, it's nighttime. But I can see her way better because of, I don't know how the lighting works, but I can see the back of her car way better than the front because of the lamp. So I can see the outline of her hair this time and like her pointy kind of face. And I'm like, I'm fucking tweaking. I freak out. I call my mommy. I say, Mommy, can you come outside and get me because I'm scared? My mom comes out and gets me. I don't tell her why I'm scared, mind you. I say, can you please walk me inside? I'm scared. It's nighttime. I'm scared. She comes out, opens my car door, and she goes, and she leans in and she goes, is it the lady in the car next to you bugging you? And I'm like, yeah, oh my God, you saw her. My mom looks over again, because my mom is a bitch. Okay, let's get that straight first, okay? First and foremost, my mom's a bitch, and she's confrontational. So she's thinking someone's fucking with me, and it's some random lady. She turns around to go knock on this lady's window, and she gets all the way up to the car, and she's peering in, and she's like, oh, I must have imagined it. I'm like, what do you mean imagined it? She's like, oh, there's no one in the car. No one in the car? No one in the car? She's like, there's no one in there. And I'm like, no, I saw her too. My mom's like, no, you didn't. And I'm like, the fuck you mean, no, I didn't? I'm like, Mom, I saw a woman in the car too. She's like, Lauren, no, you didn't. And I'm like, Mom, I saw a fucking person in the car. That's why I called you. She's looking again. Mind you, this is a car with like all windows. Like it's like an SUV kind of. Yeah, it's an SUV. I don't know if they're called hatchbacks or what they are. But you can see through all the windows. Water bowl, fish bowl. That's what I'm thinking, fish bowl car. You can see through all the windows. Even the back, like windshield, the back of the car has a window. You can see through, okay? There's nowhere for her to possibly hide in that car. Nowhere. And my mom is like, she's not in the car. She has me go up and look through the car because we can peer through the windows because we're a bunch of fucking nosy creeps. Nothing is in the car. Now, this is the part that is scariest. I tell my little brother because obviously we both saw it. My mom doesn't believe me. And he goes, you know what's kind of funny? And I'm like, what? He's like, when I first saw it, I'm about to start tweaking. He's like, when I first saw it peeking at me through the window, I thought it kind of looked like Mom. You thought it looked like Mom? He goes, yeah, kind of looked like Mom looking at me, like, not through the window, but through the doorway. And I was like, what do you mean you thought it looked like Mom? And he goes, well, I just thought it was her. And I was like, but it looked like Mom? And he goes, yeah, it even has her long dark hair. And I was like, oh my God, it does. And he's like, have you had any experiences like that? And I was like, one other time, I thought my mom was downstairs with me because I heard steps. You know how you recognize people's steps? I heard like a boom, 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 boom. I was like, oh, my mom's walking around. And then the steps get to the kitchen. We have a kitchen counter like up here. So this is like how high, like it's probably like to this to me, right? But there's a wall cutting off right here. And I saw hair go whoosh, like fall like that. And I'm like, oh my God, my mom just walked down the hall thinking I didn't hear her and dropped down on her hands and knees to scare me. I'm going to scare her. I get on my hands and knees. I crawl around this counter and I go, boo! No one's there. No one's on the other side of the counter. I'm like, who the fuck did I hear walking? My mom's not even fucking home! I'm scared. It was so bad, you guys. I mean, I've always believed in ghosts, like I said. So there's a high chance a lot of this is in my head. But there's also a really high chance it's not. Ghosts have not ever been proven, but they haven't actually been disproven, you know? And I feel like it gets to a point where, like, if so many people believe in something, some part of it has to be true. You know? Anyways, let's actually read the comments now. Right, I described how this ghost looked, and Regulus said, not gonna lie, she doesn't sound so bad. Okay. Regulus also said, the gaslighting from your mom is crazy. That's true. And then Winnie came back to drop in how I'm gaslighting my mom. What the fuck, Winnie? And then Regulus said, hey, not gonna lie, you're cooked. I'm gonna go, guys. No, I actually do have to go. I have to get shit done. But just know that I'm so appreciative to everyone who watched the stream and everyone who followed. Thank you guys so much for all your comments. This is so engaging. I really enjoyed it. I'll definitely do more streams. Oh, the sun! I'll definitely do more streams like this. Oh, so cute. But yeah, thank you guys all for being here. I love all of you, and I'm gonna fuck each one of your moms up the ass. Take that, Regulus. Take that.